Hi everyone, thanks for checking out another Eagle Eye video. Today we're going to talk about another modern day classic, and that's going to be the Audi S8 in the form of the 5.2 V10 that was built somewhere around 2005 to 2008-ish, if I'm know correctly, so it's quite a while ago. But it shows you that it's a while ago because back then they just mounted a 5-liter V10 in a very luxury sedan. That's a time that will never come back no more. They had the W, and so not the V, but they have the W12 engine for the S8 as well. That even adds two more cylinders, but it is this 5.2 V10 that is similar to the Gallardo, the Lamborghini engine, because Lamborghini is also acquired by the VW group, which is Audi is a part of that as well. So there was a nice cross pollination of engines going on. Without further ado, we're going to check out a 2007 Audi S8 with not even 200,000 kilometers on it, and I have to say, prices okay. It's still relatively expensive to own a car like this, but we're going to inspect it. It's not even 25k, and the S8 is fully loaded. You know, it is the best of the best that Audi had to offer around that time is mounted in a car like this. And for me personally, this is the most beautiful generation of the A8. Beautiful. I think it's yeah, you can see it aged a bit, but to a certain extent it's also timeless and it's still quite modern, if that makes any sense. Just a second. So this is the top level with the Geartronic automatic, of course. Alcantara, they have this carbon look in here. Overall the car still looks nice, and this looks quite stylish. The back of the car still like a tailor-made suit, but it does have 4 exhausts, and that gave it away back then together with the S8 badge. This was actually the time that Audi became from underdog styling, a little bit more aggressive. You can see the S8 rims on there, but the design cues were subtle still, and that's what I like best about a car. It definitely has big road presence, but it's not too shouty. And of course, here you have the V10 badges. You know you have something special. Yeah, this is definitely Audi from the mid 2000s. I think it has to be said, it aged quite well. Yeah, you can see it's used, it's been on the road for a while, but overall very well put together. Look at this. This has a nice cleanup, and I'm sure most of the systems still work. I don't think the V10 is the most economical, reliable, but it does have quite a good sound, and this is the last of the Mohicans, so to speak. So definitely, but this is so typical Audi and Volkswagen. I mean, these switches can be found in the Golf 5, for instance, as well. So Audi really spends money where money matters, and this is just straight from the parts bin. You know, it's been mounted in the Passat, in the Polo, in the Golf, and also the top flag model of Audi. So that's typical VAG for you, Volkswagen Audi group. But yeah, this is where the money went. This is where it went. The V10, beautiful. And it sounds great as well. You check out videos on YouTube, you hear the sound. This is really a sound that you cannot see no more. Same with the light switch. I had something similar in my Polo as well. Yeah, Audi space frame, so aluminium components are used to save weight, but this is still quite a heavy car, I'm sure. What this has to do with the car. Funny. All right, so we're gonna go into some specs. I'll open it again. So it is a 5.2. Come on. What is happening? Sorry for that. This one. Why can't I open it? Let's do it like this then. Okay, we're back. Specifications. All right, so we talked about the V10, 2007, and road legal until June next year. So it means it does have APK, which means it's road legal. It's been tested on 130 points. It's a safe car. But 2007 and not even 200,000 kilometers is not a lot. So that's strange. And the 5.2 liter V10 only produces 452 horses, which is not a lot actually. I don't think this engine has to work very hard, but it has plenty of power. It's electronically limited at a 250, and 0 to 60 miles an hour or 0 to 100 kilometers an hour is done in 5.1 seconds, and that's a lot for a 2-ton vehicle. Automatic gearbox, of course, I think we already saw that. 6-speed. Yeah, that was, this is mid-2000s. And it's an era of Audi that I personally really, really like and appreciate. And I think the styling-wise, it aged quite well. I mean, this is just, I think it's the same generation that this Transporter 2 had. But the Transporter 2 had the W12, if I believe correctly. And the S8, the first generation S8, was featured in the movie Ronin from 1998 with Robert De Niro. That really put Audi on the map, also in the United States, I think, because back then Audi was still kind of competing for, the number 3, or the big German 3, and Audi is really well established now. It is. Fun, yeah. Such a nice classy car with yellow brake calipers. It's all a bit funny and funky, but that's what Audi did back in the day. It was fun. They wanted to build. They had the V10 TDI. They had a V12 TDI even for sale. I think they only mounted it in the Q7 and the Touareg Volkswagen, so the big SUVs. They had the W12. They had the 5.2 V10. They had several V8s. I mean, Audi, the 4.2 V8. I mean, VAG was on a roll back then. It's like sky is the limit. And you can tell that by a car like this. I mean, it is a bit ridiculous, especially now in our politically correct eras that we live now. But back then, I mean, if you were the big daddy, you had a car like this, right? So this is like a private jet on wheels. There's no other way to say it. They have 4-zone climate control, so one side could set it really cold and the other one could set it hot. It is just a milestone for the era. This was really like the best that Audi could produce. Yeah, I think this car is still in beautiful working condition. 20K, I believe they asked for it, which is really it's nothing. But if you want to maintain a car like this and keep it on the road, yeah, you need to put serious money away each year. But if you use this only for vacation time and then occasionally a Sunday drive, and you have maybe a more economical car on the side, I think you can still do it. A car like this it's a monument. It need to be driven though, but fantastic. So these are all this 2006. Even this a little bit more old, has done more kilometers. So this can be picked up just under 14K. So different price range. Still looks quite beautiful. It is the S-Line package. Yeah, it isn't just an S8. Definitely. Look at this. I mean, for me personally, this is where it's at design wise for Audi. This was, if you looked at it and you set it at the car park, you can see it's a well put together Audi with many options on it. but only when you go closer you can see this is the top line model, and I like that. And nowadays everything is S line, everything is M Sport, everything is AMG line, and everything is shouty, even if you have a 3-cylinder under the hood. So for me, yeah, it doesn't say that much no more. It's like a devaluation of these kind of icons, but that makes it this an icon and the others not. And this is really like, yeah, if you like driving and you have a family or you have 4 adults and you regularly once a month or twice a month, you go somewhere a couple of 100 kilometers, there's no better car in the world than this. Especially if you travel to Germany more often, and you can, you can drive up to 250 or 200, 180, whatever, fast. I don't think there's a better car. I'm sure this has quattro 4-wheel drive. I'm almost sure of that because we're talking 450 horsepower. You need to be able to put that power on the road. So you need to have all the traction in the world. So 4-wheel drive will be probably standard here. And with this S8, yeah, it's the top line model of Audi A8, which is their flag model. Every bit of technology that they had back then mounted to this car, for sure. But since it's a car from 2005-ish, it's already quite old. But I remember when this came out, this is the MMI, the multimedia interface or something from Audi. So you can change the vehicle settings, the dampers. Here you see damper settings, navigation, information about the car, telephone, radio, media. So, probably MP3, input, auxiliary inputs, all those things. But back then that was something new. Now even like a Kia has something like that. Cameras all around. This was a very high-tech vehicle for the era, definitely. And still to this day it's high-tech. And yeah, it is not from this world anymore. This is such a car that is just introduced just in front of the financial crisis. And that really is a statement of the zeitgeist, so to speak, like how people think back then. It's, yeah, if you drove around this in 2008, it's only 2 years after this one's introduced. And I'm sure after 2008, 2009, this car was just scrapped because this was like excessive in so many ways. But it's a beautiful car. And because it is a V10, those days they don't come back no more. So I had to cover this A8 as well. Well, I'd like to thank you for watching another classic video when it comes to cars. I think I will continue this until the end of the year. And in the meantime, every first of the month you can expect a buying review. And we're still in 2024, and that's the Volvo year. If I still have many models to cover by the end of this year, then I will continue with Volvo also in the next year. But if you have any requests when it comes to specific cars, these are basically what's out there on the market, but I also do buying reviews. And then I go in depth into the the common issues of the engines and what you should look out for and what you could expect basically. So yeah, on that bombshell, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.